Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. I don't expect too many people to join live on this, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different and just kind of cover the back nine holes live in the same type of format that I do, whenever it's normally pre recorded. I'll just tell you, I'm coming at you today very, very tired. Yesterday was my wife and I's 8-year anniversary, and I shot my back nine on really only a few hours of sleep. So wasn't near as good as yesterday, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. And then to go with one technical home glitch today when my Wi-Fi went out temporarily. So if you don't know, I have two iPads that I play on. I typically play one account, and then if I make the shot, great. I hop over to their account and try to duplicate it. If I don't, then I hop over to my other account and I try to make the little minor tweaks to get them to drop. Well, one of my iPads is Wi-Fi only, so it depends on the home Wi-Fi. I live out in the country. The Wi-Fi sucks here, but like our neighborhood went out of power for like a blip. Like when your power shuts off and then it clicks back on. Well, I was in the middle of a hole whenever that happened on my Wi-Fi only tablet. So, I got disconnected on a par three and picked up a par. It is what it is. I usually get super ticked off whenever stuff like that happens. But at least it happened on the account that I was minus 17 on the front nine yesterday. So I could afford a blunder if it was going to happen. I'll kind of show you what went down here. This is really just falling off the cliff, minus 29 after a minus 17. But like I said, it cost us a couple strokes there, maybe on hole 15. Probably not, probably one stroke. So we could have had a minus 30. But man, these shots come in super close as you're getting ready to see here in the replay. So if you're not a subscriber, I hope you can become one. I hope you like the video and you take a moment just to hit the thumbs up button. That would be really nice too. And we'll go ahead and just hop onto the replays here and go into hole number one. So, not really a whole lot different to show on hole number one. Just got to find my file. That's the front nine. So we really need the back nine. Hey, good morning, Chief. How are you, man? Hope you're doing well. So we'll talk about hole number one real quick. So hole number one, we're going to play 10% at max, and we're going to go ahead and go from the left side here. That seems to be people's favorite way to play. So that's what we'll do. Um, I always try to put this at the +0 whenever I go this way. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So in headwind, right, we get a flicker of headwind here. So you see how I'm at the +2 right now? I always go to the +0. And I get some questions on like, why do I do that? I do that for really only one reason. One, I know at the +0 yard mark, no matter what the headwind is with this type of angle, I'll be able to fully pull my rings properly. And two, I do it so that each account I have a reference point. +0, orange ring at the rough line. And then, as long as I do this consistently and I hit perfect, then my shot to pin, shot number two, is going to be pretty consistent from account to account. Now, I only have two accounts, so I'm not like those other guys that got, multiple accounts that do this for a living, and they, spend a lot of time to dial in shots. But so I have two accounts. I do my best. But here, this ball takes off nicely. We're sitting on the top of the fairway. This is going to leave us for shot number two. Now, the thing with shot number two here is we need to get an offset, okay? The bad part about the second shot was when I was messing around with this in practice, it wasn't as consistent for me on the front nine. The front nine, I was able to go, center of the cup, knock it in for an eagle. This one's going to require some offset, and the offset's a little bit different, depending on your wind strength. Um, so I'll kind of show you here. 2 bars of left side spin seems to work really well on this hole, and this is 1 bar atop. And I'm playing this one 10% at mid with the offset. So we'll see the offset right here. But we'll talk about the landing position first. Landing position, you're going to have your yellow ring right there on the rough line. You kind of notice here, right there, that's kind of what I'm looking at with my offset. And then we make our pull. We get that perfect ball. And, the thing about it here, we clip the rough really nicely. And you're going to see here, we're going to burn the left edge of the cup. So really, I think if we just move that over a fraction to the right, most of the times you're going to be okay. I might create a poll on my channel and talk about slider because some of these holes require a slider and see if that's something people want me to start diving into or if we would just want to keep the simplistic approach. I made that poll probably, man, maybe a year ago, and it was overwhelming. People said, don't use the slider on rookie and pro. Please keep it simplistic, just elevations with offsets. That's what people really wanted. I mean, it was overwhelming. It was a couple hundred votes, like 80 something percent. Maybe with the channel, how it's grown, I'll revisit that. All right, hole number two always leaves us a really nice chance for an albatross, and you're going to see me almost pick up the albatross here as well. So hole one and hole two come very close. This is a no moving target shot, and I'm going to redo the spin here as you see. So no moving target. We're going to go 3.5 top and 1.5 left. Really, I just want my ball guideline going down the middle of the fairway just like that, okay? This is pretty simple as far as the pool goes. Perfect ball. And you see we land really nicely. That'll bring us here for shot number two. Shot number two, we're going to play 1 for 1. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I'm going to use a little bit of side spin here to help get us towards the pin. You're going to see I'm not at max distance. I'm really more around mid distance with that type of drive. I'm using 2 top, half of our left side spin with the ball guideline hitting the rough and going through the pin, just like that. Like I said, 1 for 1, so this is going to be 6.2 rings pulled. Perfect ball. And boy, it just comes in, just a little bit too much speed, but not absolutely terrible. Hey Bunny, how are you? So what we need to do there is reduce the top spin by just a little bit, all right? And then what we're gonna do is just move our target a fraction over to the left-hand side, just a fraction, and you're gonna be okay. I wanna do that instead of increasing the left side spin. As we start to increase spin on shots like that, we don't really know how much it's gonna spin away from the hole. So we want to keep the exact same spin adjustment, but move it over just a fraction. And I think you're going to be looking pretty good there on hole number 2 for an albatross. Okay, hole number 3. Yeah, I played this one 50% at max. I tried messing around with the rough bump here. I mean, there is a rough bump shot. I just kept coming up short and kept coming up short. And in order for me not to come up the short, I had to really push it closer to the sand line at the top. And I really didn't want to mess around with doing that either. All right. So I played this one 50% at max. I started at the +4 yard line. And +4 yard line. And you can kind of notice my offset here. But man, look at this. Even at 50% elevation, even with an offset to the left, okay? With that 50%, we're going to be moving over 10 rings here to the left-hand side. It's like 10.7 rings. But even at 50%, and I know I keep saying that, but my goodness, how do you still miss to the right-hand side? Although, I mean, it is pretty close. We're about 3/4 of a green square to the right off. So, yeah, I mean, maybe we play at 60% and see what happens. I don't think this is a good hole-in-one opportunity like it was on the front nine. The front nine was really nice. But, the back nine, it leaves it a little bit more of a challenge. Hey, thanks for the good luck, Rick. I'm just going through my back nine replays here, doing things a little bit differently this time. All right. KB Chef says on hole 2, drive went to the left rough. Got a Nirvana all, but wow, that is a really lucky shot. That's very cool to pick up, though, for sure. Nice job, man. All right. Hole number 4. Now, the thing with hole number 4 is this one's going to be inconsistent, too. Some people are going to make it, some people are not going to make it, and that's really going to depend on, your wind strength. Um, but the thing with this shot is, okay, you're going to see me using an APOC 6. Yeah, that's a high club for pro for sure. But, what you want to do is probably use your driver that has a good accuracy, and then the topspin is not that big of a deal. I mean, you could really use an APOC, you could use a Thor's hammer probably, you could definitely use an extra mile. I'm just using the APOC because that's my highest power club, and not that we necessarily need the power with the tailwind, but in previous tournaments, this is the club that I used, but I had an APOC 5 then. So I just looked at the replay to figure out what I needed to do. Here you're going to see me go 2 bars of left side spin. And notice the top spin here. It's almost 6 that I have there. It's a little bit too much. I pulled this one 10% at max, and then I push back up. Here I'm going with half a ball of overpower, half a ball of curl to the left. So the OP combined with the top spin, I hit the rough, but I roll out too much. The good news is we're on the fairway for a chip in, but we're pretty far on the fairway, leaving this chip in a little bit more difficult. And you're going to see here, I mean, this one stinks that I didn't pick this one up, but, again, it is what it is. But you notice here as you start to apply your top spin, how this green really slopes. So to compensate for that, you're going to see me aim pin high. See, I aim pin high there. Well, I hit a perfect ball, and even though I aim pin high, it still slopes low, and I missed that one on the bottom of the pin. So just make sure that you aim higher than I do if you get that same type of drive. Um, so that was a tough one to not pick up. But as you can see here, hole 1, hole 2, and hole 4, I mean, we pick up those shots, and we're looking at a huge round. We pick up 1 or 2, still a great round, but we pick up none of them so far. But you will. You'll be able to make these minor tweaks to get these things picked up. Okay. Both shots here, 10% max. Unfortunately, we're not really able to push this drive in this type of wind. We're going to have to bring our APOC. We're going to have to bring our extra mile. And we need to bring our big dog or our cataclysm. All we're looking to do here is just use some curl to get this ball from fairway to fairway, as you're going to see. That's max curl with an extra mile. That brings us into shot number 2. Shot number 2, pretty simple. I'm just using a cataclysm here. Again, really not going to matter what level your cataclysm is, what level your big dog is. You're just looking for the power of that club. Both have power at very low levels. We're clearly not using the top spin or, like look at the advantage of a high level cataclysm with the top spin. I think some people get on YouTube and they see players like myself, like, oh, that's a high level club. Yeah, but I'm not using it. Like, you know what I mean? We're not using this topspin advantage or a ball guideline advantage that the Cataclysm has at a high level. All we're using is the power stat, and it has a very high power stat at level like 2, maybe 1. And then we're just using half a ball of curl. So again, not even the full advantages of the curl. So always keep that in mind. But here we're just looking to land safely onto the green, leaving us for a very easy and safe eagle on hole number 2. Now I've already seen an opponent mess this hole up, so this one might get a couple people on the back 9. Um, leaving it open to maybe pick up an extra shot. Hey, what's up, Sammy? How are you? Okay, this one 20% at mid. Now you're gonna see me go here with half a bar of side spin to the right with about 2.5 back. Right? Yeah, 2.5 back, half right. Yellow ring here at the top of the rough line. This is the hole that I got disconnected on my other account. Again, it wasn't Golf Clash's fault. Just happened to be playing on my non-cellular iPad, so Wi-Fi only, and the freaking power went out in the neighborhood. Came back on immediately, but the router didn't have enough time to restart to get my hole back. Well, let's take a look at the offset here. Probably zoom in. Hopefully, yeah. So notice how the end of the ball guide line is in that dark green square to the left of the pin. So the square that I'm looking at is 1 square down from the hole and then 1 square over to the left. Dude, what's up, Two Putt? How are you, man? I'm just kind of going through my back nine live. I shot a -17 front nine. That was why my wife was getting ready to go out for our anniversary dinner last night. So I was playing while she was getting ready. And then, this morning I shot my back nine on only a couple hours of sleep, which is what I'm going through right now. So there it is. So there's the offset, and you'll see what happens. This one I do believe gives everybody a good chance for a hole in one. So, I mean, that's two holes that we go into the cup and bounce out. The albatross on hole number two, and then right there on hole number four. Take a look at that offset. Um, oh, thanks for the congratulations on the anniversary. And you're welcome, Scott. Thanks for watching, man. So here's what I got to tell you on this hole. What we need to do is, because we come in just a little bit too hot, we need to add a click of backspin. All right. So you might be thinking, oh, okay, I'm just going to copy that landing spot, but I'm going to do 2.7 back, which is what we need, half bar of right. And then you're going to go find your landing spot. You probably can't do that on this hole, because what's going to happen is if you apply different backspin than me, the ball guideline looks a little bit weird on this green. So what do you have to do? What you really need to do is do the 2.5 back like I did. Do the half bar of right side spin, and then find that landing spot. So, and again, this is the landing spot right here. We'll show you. Oh, thanks, brother. Thanks, two putt. I appreciate it, my friend. I really do. That's good. That's gonna go towards the bar tab from last night, man. Everybody knows I don't drink too often, but maybe 5 or 6 times a year. That's it. But when we do, we like to have some fun. All right. Let me talk through this real quick. Here is the landing position. We know that 2.5 back, half bar side spin right, around 4.5 mile per hour wind, puts us at a hole. But we know that with that landing spot, we need zero point 0.2 more backspin. You need to go 2.5 back, half right, find that spot right there, and then reapply the backspin. Okay, so go to 2.7 back, half right, then take your shot, and don't worry about what the ball good guideline looks like after you take it. Okay, that's what we need to do. I know that's a lot to remember, but it is what it is. It's a good shot. Hole number 7, at least I picked this one up on both accounts. This is easy to play with the katana, especially in tailwind. This is another situation where, yeah, I have an extra mile 9. I get it's a high club, but again, we're only using 6 bars of topspin here. So if you have an extra mile 8, you're able to do the same thing. But 6 top, 3 bars of side spin to the left, no moving target, 10% elevation. Oh, thanks for the good luck, sweet. I appreciate it. This is my pro account that I shot a -17 front 9 on yesterday. And then, how the game goes. It went not as good on the back 9. And I think you're seeing why here. We're so close on these shots. Okay, shot number 2 is coming up. Shot number 2 is pretty simple. 10% at mid. 3 bars of backspin is really consistent. The fly in here driving me crazy. 3 back, and then what we're going to do here, we're getting some crosswind from left to right, and it's pretty high. It can get up into the 7s. So notice here, I'm aiming in the hole, but I'm aiming to the left of the flagstick. So this is a very slight offset to the left. It is needed. Perfect ball. And we're dead center with that offset. I offset both accounts after missing it to the right in practice on both accounts, and both accounts went in, so that's good. Hey Solus, how are you, man? I appreciate that you like the live walkthrough. Hopefully people like it. I don't know if people will or not, just because as I answer questions, I get a little scatterbrained. But this hole, I'll be honest with you, this hole stinks. I've got nothing for you. Here, you know, this is not even the replay I wanted to show. I have a katana replay, which is even worse. So I guess it's good we showed this one. Um, but man, this hole's tough, I think. You see here, we come up way short. way short, even in a tailwind situation, or way short, even though I thought it was going to look okay. I guess I should say. All right, I mean that takes us on to the last hole. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, that would be awesome. Here we're going to go with a rock, and we're going to go with a sniper. And the reason that I always go with the rock here, it's an accurate club, it has a good ball guideline, it has a great curl, which is what we need. We pulled 10% at max. Oh, Lindsay, how are you? I didn't even see you up there. Greetings from Australia. That's awesome. That's on our bucket list to visit to for sure. Yeah, Lindsay, if you're talking about the last hole back of the white ring by the bunker, I tried that with a katana too, and it missed by a million miles. I mean, it was a putt in for birdie or whatever, but um, I don't know. This is a weird hole, I guess. All right, that one was 10% at max. This one's the same thing, 10% at max. This one does leave us for a really nice chance to pick up an albatross. A little bit disappointed, that I didn't pick it up, but it's okay. Both my pro accounts are moving on to the final round. So I'm going to see everybody on Sunday for sure. Yeah, I'll shoot you a message after this, two putt for sure. 100%, buddy. But you'll kind of notice, the adjustments here. And ultimately, this one just comes in with a little bit too much speed, and we missed to the right hand side. So this is how Golf Clash goes. You know, one day you can have a minus 17 front, and then the next day, you're really looking at I should have had a minus 13, without the weird disconnect with a minus 30. So, we go 4 shots off pace. But as you saw, hole one, super close. Hole two, in the cup, then bounces out. Hole three, not a fan of. Hole four, okay, you can pick up the eagle on hole four. Hole five, we're not going to albatross that one unless we get lucky. But then we go to hole six, which is the par three. We went in the hole and then out of the hole. So, we could have had a couple epic rounds here. I really hope that you do. This shot right here, Lindsay, on hole number 9, shot number 2, is played 10% at max. So definitely not one to one, right? We're looking at probably almost a 7 ring pool there. Um, Maybe could have pulled it, a little bit less, but the ball came in really fast too. So ultimately, we're very close. All right, I gotta go get my butt ready for work. I appreciate you guys hopping on. I did this a little bit different. I don't know how people will react to it, but I guess we'll see. I hope you all have a great day, and let me know how you do in the comment section after you're done with your rounds. Thanks, everybody.